Hey, cats and chicks, Slickback Rocker here. And today I'm going to go over, let's see, how many pomades is this? Or how many products is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I'm going to be going over 6, that's right, 6 old school hair product brands, that were used in the 50s and even earlier, when they first started, that you could still find on the shelf to this day. Or at least where I live, I can find them on the shelf. There's obviously some states and stuff where you can't find them, or they're all out. These are just the ones that I know of the old school brands, that I could find either on the shelf or online, meaning they're still available. They're still available to buy, and they're not completely gone. So, I'll start this off with a classic pomade that started off in the very early 20s, actually mid-20s, so 1925. And for those of you who know, it is the classic Murray's Hairdressing Superior. That's right. So Murray's has been around since 1925, and they've been making pomade ever since. And this is their original product. As a matter of fact, here, just to compare it, here's what the original 20s can looked like. I did a review video on this. If you haven't seen, go check it out. That's what the original 20s can looked like, and this is what the current day can looks like. So yeah, Murray's is a very old school company. They've been making pomade since the 20s, and they're still doing it to this day. You can easily find Murray's on CVS shelves, Walmart's, Walgreens, anywhere that has like hair related products in it in the store. You'll be able to find a can of Murray's. Good stuff. I use Murray's all the time. Actually, I have Murray's in as we speak right now, so yeah. But yeah, Murray's, very old school company. They've been around. They've been doing the pomade stuff for a while, and they still do it. So yeah, you can find that pretty much any pharmacist or like any, big name box stores is gonna have Murray's. It's just a classic pomade. You can't go wrong with it. All right, next up, we got to talk about Royal Crown hairdressing. Now, they recently changed it. Originally, this was still in a tin can, so it still gave it that retro 50s feel to it because it was still in a tin can. But unfortunately, for some odd reason, they had changed the can, and it's now in a plastic jar, which I'm not so much of a fan of. I would have much rather had it in the tin can because I've never gotten a tin can. I've kind of wanted to try it in a tin can, but unfortunately, they switched over to plastic, so it's no longer in a tin can. But, yeah, and it claims it's still the original formula from when it first was released back a long time ago. Now, I don't know how long Royal Crown's been, in the pomade group and has been making hair products. I do know that Little Richard, this was his go-to product. That's why I'm counting it as a product that's old school, that you can still find on the shelves today. So Little Richard actually used this as one of his go-to hair products. There was even actually a commercial Little Richard aired in. He talked about Royal Crown and how he likes it and how it's his go-to product. So go check that out if you haven't. It's a pretty good ad. It's a pretty good interview. But yeah, so Royal Crown's been around, as far as I know, since the 50s, maybe even earlier. Because, like I said, Little Richard, this was his product he was using when he was, getting to fame back in the late 50s. So, yeah. Awesome pomade. I liked it. I liked it when I review it, and there's still a lot left in here, so I'm obviously going to go through the can. I'm not going to waste it. It's wasteful. Come on. Alright, so let's take a break from the pomade category, and let's get into the hair creams and hair tonics. Alright? Take a break from the pomade stuff and the actual waxy, as they would call it back in the 50s, greasy kid stuff. But next up, we're going to talk about Bro Cream, a little dabble do ya, as they claim in their commercials back then. Bro Cream has been around since 1928, and they've been making the same hair cream ever since. Now, obviously, yes, the box and the tube that this is in is, different, Back in the 50s, it would come in like a glass jar, and it would have the hair cream in there, and you just dip your finger in there like you would with pomade, and you'd rub it in the hair and all that stuff. They still do make it in jars, but it's not the old school 50s retro glass jars. It's more obviously like the tin can from Royal Crown type jars. Like that. But yeah, so Bro Cream, I have a mix of Bro Cream and Murray's Hair Glow in right now because, you know, it was a really good pomade combination, or hair combination. It really works. But yeah, so Bro Cream is pretty much a 3-in-1. Styles your hair, strengthens your hair, and conditions it. High shine with a light hold. So yeah, it was technically still a greasy kid's item, but for people who didn't overdo it, it wasn't really like that. But overall, 10 out of 10 product. I love Bro Cream. It's by far one of my go-to hair creams that I have yet to use. This is the American version, obviously. There's different versions of Bro Cream. This is the American version. That one that's on Walmart shelf. This is where I found that Bro Cream. I found it at Walmart for $5. Let's go into some hair tonics here. Classic hair tonic that's been around for a very long time. We got to put it in here. Is Vitalis. All right. This is an alcohol-based hair tonic. And on the back here, you can even see it says non-greasy formula. So it was recommended for people who didn't want that really high greasy look like teenagers were having back in that time. And for something that just kept your hair in shape, managed it, kept it well groomed, but not, you know, completely greased to the point where, you know, it looks wet like that. That's what this was pretty much, if you can read that in the back and what it says. Sorry with the glare with the camera, but that's kind of what it looks like and what it says. So yeah, this is an alcohol-based hair tonic. Yeah, so this is pretty much to groom your hair and keep it nice without making it look too greasy. So yeah, the smell is kind of hard to bear, for me at least. I found it kind of hard to bear the smell, but over time, you know, it does become more bearable. You just get used to it after using it for a while. So yeah, so that's Vitalis. I found this at Walmart, same place I found Bro Cream. And this company's been around since, I believe, the 1920s. About the same time, I think, as Murray's has been around for. Am I right? I don't know if it says it on this bottle here. It does not. Okay. Well, I believe this has been around since like the 20s. I could be wrong on that. Let me know, but that's Vitalis. And yes, it used to be in a glass jar too, but obviously they replaced it because most things aren't really in glass anymore. All right, next up, another old school hair tonic, Vaseline hair tonic, the stuff Elvis Presley himself used. Now, this is more of a oil-based hair tonic, so it was a lot less thicker than Vitalis was. Of course, it wasn't as thick, though, too, because it's only a hair tonic. It's not, you know, pomade, that's wax. Yeah, so just like Vitalis, you could use this to condition your hair or style your hair if you wanted to, or do any of that type of stuff. All right, that's what this was used for. And it still is today for the people who do use this. That's what it's still used for today. It's got like a baby oil scent to it. It's pretty good smelling, actually. It's a lot better bearable than Vitalis was. But yeah, there's Vaseline. I found this at Walmart as well in the hair product section. So yeah. And there's different size bottles too. That's just 100 milligram, which I paid $2 for. There's, you know, bigger sizes if that's what you're looking for. But I just bought the little one because why not? All right, and last but not least, the last old school product that's been around for a long time that is still making products to this day. It's not really considered a hair product, but it does get the job done. And a lot of greasers back in the 50s were using this stuff. And it is Vaseline, but it's straight up Vaseline. Yeah, you heard it right. So Vaseline's a really good alternative. So maybe if you don't have pomade and you're wanting to use pomade, but you don't have any, or you don't have enough money to buy some, go out and buy some, or the store's out of stock or whatever, this is a good alternative, all right? Yeah, it's not the heaviest stuff, but it's got the same consistency as pomade. It's got that same waxy consistency as, you know, a Murray's or, you know, something like that. Yeah, so as you can see, it's kind of got a little bit of a shine to it, but not too much, because it's Vaseline. It's meant for, you know, your lips if they're chapped or anything like that, but it does work as a pomade. I'm going to do a review on this soon to show you how it works, so stay tuned for that. I'll probably try to get it done this weekend, along with the Trace Flores hair stuff I bought too, so stay tuned. You might get 3 videos. My God, 3 videos in a weekend? You might get that. But yeah, so very old school, very good alternative if you don't have pomade. Use some of this stuff. Trust me, it works very well. Not the heaviest stuff or the greasiest looking stuff, but it does get the job done for a basic hairstyle. And that is 6 hair products that you could still find on shelves today from the 50s and earlier to go over. So if you're interested in any of these products, you can either find them in stores if you can, try to find them in stores, or go online. I found some of the stuff online, like the Royal Crown, but these are all very old school products that were used in the 50s and earlier. And some greasers, I wouldn't doubt, did use a lot of these, like I said, Vaseline and, you know, Murray's and Bro Cream. But yeah, so that is 6 hair products from the 50s and earlier that you could still find on shelves today. If you like this video, comment, like, subscribe, share if you're new to the channel, that is. But for those of you who have already done that and you're not new, then, you know, you're fine. But for those of you who are new and you're interested in more things I do on this channel, comment, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you all for watching. I will see y'all next time. Peace.